Capricorn. I'll do Capricorn. Hello, Capricorns. How are you? That's kind of what I've been doing lately. Is just sort of who wants to go next and letting whatever energy sort of decide that it wants to go next. The Emperor. Okay. So pulling some pretty boss moves, feeling empowered, feeling in total control or agency over all aspects of your life, right? Keep in mind the Emperor rules over all the kings, over all the suits. So there is a sense of feeling victorious and feeling in control of many areas of your life despite sort of the current global climate, and feeling very out of control is the general consensus. But you all seem to be feeling in a space of feeling pretty together. This could also be a facade. It could also be the way in which you cope with chaos. Is that in order to combat feelings of powerlessness and chaos, that you have to then step into a role or into an archetype or into a vibe that commands ultimate control. Was that too much? Still doesn't mean that you aren't that you definitely don't have agency over what's happening. That could totally be the case, but just wanting you to be mindful of, is this a knee-jerk reaction to chaos that may not be in my best, that maybe I need to face the chaos, or is this sort of where my life is at right now? Aries vibe. Maybe some of y'all are dealing with an Aries. Two of Wands. So yeah, I feel as though if it is an Aries that you're dealing with, that there is this sort of narrative of creating this future together, or of creating, and it could be a relationship, it could be business, it could be work related. It doesn't just have to be romantic. I don't always want it to just be romantic. But with this Emperor energy and this Two of Wands energy, that there is this sort of promising of the world, right? That if we can set forth our plans in motion, and there is some excitement about going off with this Two of Wands energy and seeing what is before you, right? That it is not only do I have a bright future, but I feel willing and able and capable of going out and getting that future for myself. And so if this is another person, an Aries energy, or a very dominating masculine energy in your life, that there is this sort of viewing them as part of your future, viewing them as something that you definitely want to pursue, that you feel like could potentially offer you the world. If it's just you by yourself, yeah, then I don't think it really, then for some of you, yeah, it could still be a response to chaos. But I think a lot of you are also sort of setting in stone some things that you might have been working on for a long time. And this time of quarantine has given you a chance to really seal the deal with some of your creative projects, some of your work projects. What else with Capricorn for May 2020? Capricorn. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Now here they come. Okay. Seven of Wands. 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Swords. I'd be careful with this particular Aries energy. Queen of Pentacles. And the Seven of Wands. I feel like whatever this journey is going to be for you, it's not going to be easy. And I think you know that. And I think that the difficulty that this seven of Wands can present, right? This difficulty of standing your ground, of fighting off the doubts, and this could be external factors, right? Delays to your plan, people not wanting to give you funding, etc., etc. This could also be the internal dialogue that happens when we take that leap of faith and we leave behind what is known to us as comfort, right? Yeah, this person could totally turn around and would have a wand already there available to them. But that's not the point. The point is that you take the risk, right? And so I feel like this here is you building a tolerance to risk. You building a tolerance to the anxiety that comes up when you might be throwing yourself into a bit of chaos, right? And that it's not even the chaos of the global community right now of what's happening globally, with the world. It's that it could be also just be the chaos of, and in the midst of all that, I am going to pursue that new business that I've been trying to open. I am going to pursue that relationship that I felt like was way the fuck out of my league. That what you're doing in essence is you're building a tolerance to the anxiety that risk creates. Because yeah, this person could stay behind and feel just as comfortable. But I mean, why not go out and take another wand and try and make something even better for yourself, right? And so in the midst of being here, there is a lot of being here as well, where the Queen of Pentacles is really, what she's doing with that pentacle is I view it as she's observing her worth. She's worked really hard for that pentacle. She's worked really hard for this possession. And so in essence, what she's doing and what she's able to do in the midst of people maybe denying her or telling her, you're not good enough, I can't give you that money, try again, you're not what we're looking for. But in the midst of that, I keep hearing noises outside. But in the midst of that, she is able to look within herself and see the value that she brings to the table anyway, right? She's able to see that this, right, that this opportunity, that this leap of faith, this risk that she's taking is well worth it. And absolutely deserves a shot. Now we have, from here, the Ten of Swords into the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, once again, the swords have been coming up a lot lately in some of the readings, as they always do, because they're all in the fucking deck. It's not like some anomaly that I've just discovered. I mean, swords come up all the time. But what I meant to say is this particular reading of the swords feels very strong for me this month. And, we tend to be really afraid because these swords, the suit of swords is awful. I mean, look at that. It's just, it's harsh. It's fast. It's painful. It can be, it's unforgiving. It's unforgiving. It's, the swords energies are, they can be pretty harsh. But what these swords also have the capacity to do is we can glean lessons from them. We can learn about ourselves. Each of these swords, right? Each of these 10 swords has a lesson to give, has information that we need to learn about ourselves. So this energy, right? The fear of putting oneself out there is going to bring up our deepest, darkest fears of feeling like we're not good enough, right? And that's an understatement for this card, of feeling as though the world is against us, of feeling as though we're not worth it, as feeling as though we get to relive the trauma over and over and over and over and over again. And instead, what you get to do is you get to take every single one of these swords, right? Whether this sword could be a really bad relationship, an addiction that you've overcome, childhood trauma, self-destructive behavioral patterns, whatever these swords represent for you, you have the capacity, right? I feel like you all are really doing some deep internal self-worth work. That you have the capacity to turn each and every one of those swords into a pentacle, right? Into something that you can learn from, right? And that you can also, I don't want to say capitalize on, but something that you can then share, right? That you can then bring to the world around you as an opportunity to build abundance. That sometimes the hardest, most difficult, most ugliest things in our lives have the capacity to bring us so much abundance and the stability that we crave, right? The Hierophant, stability, longevity, being seen for who you truly are, right? So if this is about a relationship, yeah, I do see stability occurring, right? But I really feel like this is about you all this month. So I found out what was making noise outside. It is a person who is waiting to come inside. So let's do final messages and words for Capricorn. Yeah, okay. Nine of Swords and the Devil. Yeah, you're going to worry. You're going to be in a Nine of Swords energy for a little bit, but it's not over anything. It's a different spin on the energy. What I'm getting here, usually when this energy comes up, it's like, oh, do they love me? Why did they leave me? Why? It's like, and not to like downplay that, but I feel like what you all are doing here is like, do I have what it takes to step into my power? Do I have what it takes to really, really be that boss Capricorn, right? To be this Emperor energy, this Devil energy that I know that I can. Any last words of advice or guidance for Capricorn? Knight of Cups. People in your life right now, your friends, your family, if they're there to offer you love and support, let them in. You don't have to do this process, like just grit and bearing it and dealing with it. You don't have to deal with it alone. And I also feel like with the stepping into this power, stepping into the self, comes abundance, comes new opportunities, new love opportunities, new emotional fulfillment. Yeah, you guys are going to do awesome for this month. And I think this is also going to go into Gemini season for a lot of you all, and maybe into Cancer season, because this work isn't done within the span of 20 to 30 days. It's done over the span of months, maybe even years, but y'all are on a good start to it. So very proud of you all. It's been my favorite reading to do so far. I love you guys, and I'll see you in Gemini season. Bye.